Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back with another straight up MUFC. Yes, that is Straight Up Dee to my left. What's going on, Dean? You good?
Yeah, bless man. It's a good weekend for sport in general. Obviously, for United, definitely. Obviously, FA Cup, Derby, UFC Saturday. It's good, man. It's good times.
We had the boxing recently and all that chat as well. Obviously, on this series on AdamMcKola TV, Straight Up MUFC, we answer your questions and respond to some topics that are recent, but we do have our own channel as well, which is for boxing, UFC, entertainment, music, everything apart from football and Manchester United. In fact, we might even have football on there sometimes, but just not Manchester United. So make sure you subscribe into Straight Up. The link's in the description below. The SU, make sure you're subscribing. But anyway, let's get stuck into this. I've got my phone. I've got some of your questions. I'm not replying to text or anything like that. I'm just simply looking at these questions. And the first question we're going to go to is a little bit of an easy one. It's not a general news topic, so this is a good one. I think everyone knows mine, probably don't know yours. Who was your favourite player growing up, Dean?
Well, when I was growing up, have to be Cantona. For me, obviously people know I'm from Birmingham. Basically, the thing that kind of got me into United, obviously, it was through my uncle because he's a United fan. And funny enough, he looked like Cantona. But the first time I saw Cantona with the colours up, the swagger, like just all around flair, like I was just taken in on it. So to be honest, even football period, to be honest, before that point, I didn't really. Obviously I'd seen football, but I wasn't really interested. But then, like I say, it was the flair of Cantona, his all aura, and like everything that's gone with it after that, like their kung fu kick and like no one is kind of,
because he was more than a player as well, because he kind of like with his off the field, like he's an actor, he's a poet, he's like he's very philosophical. He always stands up for what's right. Like he's got loads of quotes about loads of different topics where, you know, he's standing up for what's right, and he's one of those characters that is more than a sportsman and a sports figure.
100%. That's the thing for me. That is, looking now, I mean, I think football's changed a lot, but there's no one who got the character of a Cantona. I don't think, not necessarily you can have someone exactly like him, but who kind of embodies the amount of things that
I think Zlatan probably had that on the pitch. But his quotes off the pitch are more about himself rather than... even though Cantona had that arrogance. Cantona probably made me fall in love with football. And I remember when he retired, I seen it on the news and me and my dad were sitting there and I was like, yo, what does retired mean?
Trust.
And he told me and I was like, oh shit, like that's it. Because it come out of the blue in it, and I think there might have been a few tears, mans was shocked. But David Beckham is my favourite player of all time. Like everything about, like, he was the one that I copied on the football pitch. Do you know what I mean? Because like if you think about it, Cantona was till when we were 6, 7. About he was playing. He retired in 96, 97. 98. Yeah. So just before the treble. So the times when we would have been in the playground, like, you know, Bagsy Beckham, and you wouldn't have been really saying, Bagsy Cantona, because he was current.
100%. And then for me, I didn't have to say nothing. Man would just have the polo on for school. And man would just flick up.
Dwight York carried it on as well.
Even that, to be go on, moving to York. He's another kind of character as well. Madly enough, like to me, like obviously again from Birmingham, I saw York, but I never thought he could step up to United's level, to be honest. And obviously won a treble with him in it. So
because I remember when we signed him, I went in Clivert. It was in the same summer. And then we were like, and I was like, it's a good player, but Dwight York, do you know what I mean? Look what did we know at the time? Talking about heroes, Wayne Rooney is obviously a hero of Man United. Recently, he came out and said, he got asked if he'd celebrate if he scored. He said, yeah, of course, my time at Man United, I loved every minute of it. I'm a Derby County player now and I want to win with Derby. For that 90 minutes or 120 minutes, obviously, I want United to lose. But that last sentence goes without saying, given that he's now a Derby County player. But the big thing that's got everyone's talking is the celebration. We've seen Ronaldo not celebrate. Van Persie kind of didn't celebrate when he scored for Fenerbahce. Like, we've seen players not celebrate. Then we've had people like Tevez that have. What do you think about Rooney?
I mean, to be honest, if he does celebrate, I'll be surprised because I've seen a couple of his goals for Derby and it looks like he can't even be asked to run off. And you know, like
he saves his energy. Yeah. He's that clever, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I mean, I can't see him running down the
Adebayor.
Yeah, and I can't see that. Obviously, I think he'd be happy he scored, and I think even for him, I think not that I don't know if he could. I don't think he could do it at United level anymore, but I think definitely has something to offer in the Prem, another team, and I think probably it would probably be like if he did score, kind of himself knowing that I could still do this, and
it's like I don't think he'd be antagonising the fans or you know running up to the bench, or I think it'd be a celebration with his teammates. I've got nothing against that, but I'm sure Scott McTominay's read that and he's gonna do it.
Scott McTominay is just gonna smash him, so man's get onside anyway. Like,
so he's like, he probably thinks like, if I smash him, I become that legend. Like, I take his powers or something.
Like, you're gonna get all them fans like, don't let Rooney score, smash. Yeah, like, you know, that's what McTominay's probably gonna do.
If we're winning handsomely, I want Rooney to score. It's like Van Persie. Were you sat next to me when Van Persie scored for Fenerbahce?
I don't think so.
And I was like, once he went to 3 or 4, I was like, come on, Van Persie. Now I want to see him score now. Like, I was celebrating.
Yeah, 100. I mean, I would like if we was winning something like that. That kind of it's not his last hurrah because he's still playing, but something to like give him some kind of shine in the game. Like, you know, like if you were to just ping one from 30 yards, top bins or something like.
But I wouldn't be happy to see him score a winner.
No.
I'll be vexed.
I'll be going to
bastard, isn't it?
Trust me, I'll be going to Derby and looking to mob man and that. But I mean, I wouldn't be angry, but if he. But at the same time, I've seen him celebrate against Everton, and Everton's his boyhood club, and obviously when he was with us,
he got a lot of needle though when he left there. I don't think he's had that same needle since he's left United.
Yeah,
we'll pretend like the sirens ain't happening.
I mean, I don't. Obviously, he wasn't. I can see he was hated a bit, but at the same time, I don't think. I mean, you called him like a hero. Some people would say he's a legend at United.
No, he is a legend. He is a legend.
Yeah, like some people would argue different, or you know,
I don't think there's any argument though, because once you win every trophy for a club, you're already a legend, and when you're a top goal scorer for that club as well. Because when he came in. Look, I think if Van Nistelrooy stayed longer, he's probably top goal scorer. I think if Ronaldo stayed longer, he's probably got top goal scorer. Well, not probably, definitely. But at the same time, they didn't, and he did, and he did it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and he was also one of them players that sacrificed a lot about his own personal glory for the team playing on the left or dropping deeper or whatever. So I don't think judging him purely by his goals is fair, to be honest. Yeah,
no, I think again I've experienced him playing, so he offered more than just his goals and his assists. But I mean, again for me, now like I'm trying to think of whenever I don't think I've heard Rooney's name be sung at Old Trafford since he left. Whereas Van Persie, Cantona, George, obviously these are different players. George Best.
I think like there's different reasons though. Like I think that I might be wrong, but I think I may have heard a few when we played Everton. But it's like when we play Arsenal, we're gonna sing the Van Persie chant. It's like I think when we play Derby,
I think
at some point you'll hear Rooney chants. I think he is still a hero, and I think what do you think about, guys? Let us know as well. We're not bothered, but let us know in the comments.
Unless he scores the winner, obviously.
Yeah, no, but I'm not bothered by him celebrating. If he scores the winner, I'm bothered, but I wouldn't be bothered by him celebrating unless he slapped up Solskjaer after he scored, or he ran to the fans.
So some of it, I mean, I can see with certain other players where I think, you know, like when certain players they go against a team they've played for, and they think I don't want to celebrate because then that stops me from going back. Like, that stops me if there ever is a chance in the future to go back there. I can't because the fans remember that Rooney's got no chance coming back to United in a playing capacity.
But so, he's got a relationship with the club to protect, because when you're the record goal scorer. It's probably a very lucrative position. Yeah,
I'm sure when he signed his last contract as well at United, I'm sure that come with like an ambassadorial role already, you know, like, written into it. So obviously he's left since then, but I'm sure when he signed that, I'm sure that it was already.
And I'm sure the interview was done on United TV, so it shows there's a relationship there anyway. Anyway, moving on from that, let us know your thoughts, remember, in the comments below. Anthony coming with another comment saying recent rumours about Kane. Now obviously the talk is Kane doesn't want to be at Spurs much longer, and could potentially be off in the summer. £150 million price tag being talked about. Obviously a supreme talent as a striker, has his injury issues. Let's be real, likelihood is he doesn't come to Manchester.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But if there was a sniff, do you go all out to get him? Because of the kind of talent he is.
I don't think so. You know, like it's mad. I mean, this time last year I'd have a Snapchat enough for him. Obviously, he's a quality goal scorer, but especially I think the way that I think Ollie wants to play, and obviously again if Ollie used to stay and then we're getting all these high energy players, I just don't think he kind of suits. I don't think he suits that. And to be honest, I think obviously if he comes in, where does Rashford then go? I know he's been playing a bit off the left, or then where does Martial go?
Yeah, I think it would affect Anthony Martial more now. If you offered me right at this moment Kane or Martial up top, Harry Kane all day long, obviously he's one of the best strikers in the world. With the need for us to spend money elsewhere in the team though, and with us having talents like Martial and Greenwood coming through, is it worth us spending 150 million on Kane when we'd then lose the ability to invest that money into? Because we're not City. We haven't got loads of, like, we can't be buying 2-3 players for big bucks, you get me? So it's gonna be, if we spent 150 million on one player, I think the most we're getting is another player. If that, like, it's fucked, innit? So I would rather see us spend 100 on Sancho and a 50 on another midfielder.
Yeah.
And we don't want to talk about Sancho yet because we're going to talk about him in a bit. But then do that. I just don't think it's realistic. I
mean, that's what I can't. If he was to go, I mean, I'm sure he's got quite a few years left on his contract. But if he's to go, can't see Levy letting him go for cheap. And you think Mourinho would sell him to us?
It's not Mourinho's decision, ultimately, is it?
Yeah, but I can't see him allowing that to happen. And even them, like, at the moment...
Yeah, I think they force him abroad, right? Real Madrid would probably be...
I don't know, Mbappe. I think they got their eyes on Mbappe.
That's true, so I could see a Kane and Mbappe working in a...
I just don't. I can't. I mean, as much as Madrid have got dough, I can't see them looking to buy. I think from what I hear, it's the priority is Mbappe. But again, if Kane was coming, I think it would be good. But just the money now is ridiculous.
Man City? Because Aguero seemingly, because there was rumours he was going to leave 2-3 seasons ago when Pep first came in, and he's hung on. That's.
But again, with financial fair play, can they even sign anyone for big dough? Like obviously,
PSG, Juve.
Would he go to PSG? Would he go to Juve? I don't know if Juve got some P's and that, but apparently they're looking for Pogba.
Chelsea.
So would he go to? You're not going to go from Spurs to Chelsea.
That's true. Stranger things have happened, but that is true.
I think he'd be Spurs to Chelsea.
So do you think if it was a club in the Premier League, it's United or City?
I think if it's a club in the league, I think it would be United because obviously he's English, so I think United obviously their history is ridiculous and that. So I think if you was to go from Spurs, you'd have to come.
Is there a question where you say, is it worth it with his injuries?
Well, the goals that he brings is ridiculous. Like,
but he does spend a lot of time out.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And for me, like, he's not as quick as I think. For the style of play we're looking to play, I just don't think he kind of fits.
I feel only Aguero is better than him in the league.
Yeah. Again, it's like if Aguero was in his prime, I'd take him all day. Like, you know, like not that.
I'd take Kane all day. One, I don't think it's happening, and two, I'd rather see us spend money elsewhere. 100%.
I mean, as much as obviously we're light up front, I don't think.
Imagine us sitting here talking about Kane. It's not happening. It is actually a dumb. It's not a dumb question.
To me, he probably just wants more dough from.
That could be. I'm not sure when he signed his last deal, but that could be the case.
Because really, if they don't get top 4, which looks like they potentially won't, no Champions League. Like it's not as appealing, is it? Like,
you're gonna have to give me a reason to stay in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And again, I think obviously he's a Spurs fan. I think so.
Well, he's an Arsenal fan, but.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's kind of like a situation with.
You're going to go to Arsenal.
Carragher was an Everton fan, played for Liverpool. You become a Liverpool fan. Gerrard was an Everton fan, became a Liverpool fan. Harry Kane was clearly an Arsenal fan. But suppose if you spend a lot of your nurturing years in an academy and they give you probably become a fan of them, innit? Ice Vein comes in with it. If we fail to get Sancho, should we consider a move for Adnan Januzaj? And the answer to that question is going to be, there it is.
Adnan Januzaj, okay.
But the reason I left this in was, one, for your reaction to that, which was we got, but two, Sancho. Now the rumours been coming strong recently about Jadon Sancho. United being favourites for him, him being well up for it, wanting to play for Solskjaer and all this. Champions League football probably not being an issue. A lot of talk. There's normally not smoke without fire, although let's take it with a pinch of salt. Is Jadon Sancho Man United's number 7 next season?
I don't know, you know, like again he's going to go for big dough in it.
Jackie
So
Grealish.
I don't think he's number 7, and I think he's
11.
He's like I think he's a 10 for Villa, right?
Who wears 11 right now? No one, eh?
I don't think so.
No one, yeah.
But
Marcel went to 9.
Yeah.
No one took 11.
I mean, I do like Jadon Sancho, but for me, a lot of it's just potential. Like I know, obviously, potential can turn into like his actual class or whatever. But I don't know. I just think he's a lot of dough, and I think you've said it before. You know, like when you see these clips of Bundesliga. Like obviously we see these little clips and it's like, oh, he's a world beater, but you don't see him every game. You're not seeing him for 90 minutes every single game. Yeah, but I think
he has this season. I know he's had a few issues where he's been out of the team for whatever reason, turning up late or whatnot. When he plays, he's a big difference to that team, and he's contributing goals and assists. And it's not just been a 6-month period, or it's been a consistent period. So I think there's always that question mark. Can they replicate in the Premier League? But I think with him being British, coming through in England, maybe that, you know, helps him in that aspect. It's not a Mkhitaryan coming over, or
but it's massive money, and then again he'd have to hit the ground running. For me, he's inevitably going to come back. I think obviously we would interest him. However, and I don't want to be negative on that, but obviously again I think there is links to Liverpool as well. Obviously, Jurgen's previously been at Dortmund or whatever, and obviously they surely would have the dough. And obviously, if Salah were to go, if I was Liverpool, that's who I'd be probably looking to replace Salah with. Is with Jadon Sancho. And I think if they're champions, and obviously hopefully not, but I don't think that I can't see them winning the Champions League back to back. But obviously they are a good side, and it's like, looking at it from the outside, especially he's coming from City, I don't think he has any affiliation to United. Like, you'd surely consider that as well. Like, you know, as long as Klopp stays there, like, if for someone who has no affiliation to United, I just think that potentially I've got a feeling he end up at Liverpool. To tell you the truth, like, I think a lot of the fans, from what I see, everyone it's the topic of the month. Like, everyone wants him, but again, for me, I think as much as I think we do need probably a right winger, I think we need. We need to resolve Pogba's issue, and if Pogba goes, we need a top midfielder. I think there's other areas. Again,
we do need serious balance. So that's the thing. Like, Daniel James for me is a squad player. So going forward, we need to improve that. 100. I think Rashford's got the left wing spot or the left forward spot nailed down. Whatever happens with signing a striker as backup or rotation or whatever, that right hand side needs to be sorted. So there is a massive need for that. And I think with Pogba going, with Bruno, I feel we'd need an all-round midfielder more, and the right winger. Then we would need to replace Pogba.
But then it's like Ousmane Dembele, like, he went from Dortmund, and didn't he cost them Barcelona 140 million?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
And it's like, again, like 100 million. If they said you can have it for 100 million, I'll probably snap your hand off. But I can't see. I think we're talking about them Kane numbers. What we were just talking.
I think it's like, though, they know he's gonna leave, and they bought him for pennies. So it's it's not that they bought him for 70 million. So if they're selling for 100, it's like, that's a bit shit. They got him for not much. I think it was like Compo or something like that. So
but I still think, I'm sure it's up to about 9 million or something. But I even wait, like, I think just their whole business model is, you know, they're linked to Jude Bellingham, and it's like they got Haaland for a change, but they know they're gonna sell him on in like
so it's like so that's why I think the price would never go to 150, because they are a selling club.
Do you know
what I mean? They're in a position to buy these players, bring them up, sell them on. If you look at Mkhitaryan, got him for 27.5. I know he's was an older player in that, and Sancho's got the commercial value, but they never really were holding out for dumb money with him.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I mean, they did get a big dough for Aubameyang, like 50 odd million, like. But I mean, for
at
me,
the time, 50 mil for a striker of his quality.
Because he was a bit old, but I mean, so it's going to be interesting if we are in for him, because it's like if you wait until after the Euros, he could absolutely storm the Euros. and his price would inevitably go up. But and obviously the quotes that have apparently came out of United is like, we're trying to sort out business deals before. Like, I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one because we either don't do anything.
Talking about that, Bleacher Report are also reporting United are in the driver's seat for Jack Grealish. 150k per week, 60 million fee. Hopefully. That's what the rumours are. United want to get they're sick and tired of being taken for dickheads. Right? Is the message you get.
Okay.
So, thoughts?
For me, I mean, I know I'm not trying to told you so, but I've been saying Grealish for time. Obviously, I've again being from Birmingham, I hear a lot about him. For me, since the last 2 years at Villa, from what I've seen and heard, and he's become captain. His maturity has stepped up. Obviously,
because there was that period where he was like, is he serious?
Yeah,
he's got the talent, but is he serious?
He's getting mashed up in Cyprus and that, and I just picturing him when he's like out cold on the floor. Like when I seen that, I was thinking it's like he's going on, not to put him in the same category, but like, you know, this kind of George
Lee Hendry
kind of
like, you know, not like Lee Hendry. I don't think was ever pictured like that, but kind of where he had the talent and he got wasted in it.
Yeah, so it's back then I thought he was, because he still looked like he had the technical ability then, but now he just looks like a proper player, and I think put him amongst other top players, I think he'd just be quality. The fact that he can, again, I hope
he has that arrogance as well, innit? Like he's got his socks half rolled down, he's got that swagger about him, and I want to see him at United next season.
100%. But I mean, again, it's like obviously Villa played City in the League Cup or whatever it was. And it's like, again, it's like if you're City, like I'm assuming they must be looking at him as well, like, because again, amongst better players, he's gonna look a lot better for me, like. And I just think it's regardless, even if we keep Pogba, I'd sign Grealish and that, to be honest, and because for me, like,
can play anywhere along that, you know, the free in behind or even a front three.
That's what I mean. He always comes in off the left, and he just always looks dangerous, and he can beat a man. And I just think there's not enough midfielders. I mean, Pogba's the first midfielder we've had it for years who could just beat a man, and Grealish can do that all day. Like, he's slightly different to Pogba, but for me, that
because he'd swap with Rashford and Martial. Like, you can imagine them all rotating as well, which is when I think teams look at their best, when you got an interchangeable front line.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I mean, I'd love him at United. To tell you the truth, like, I think we just need more pace. More, you know, like we need to get people who are going to improve as well. And I think Grealish, it's baffling to me how the man's not got England cap on it. Like, they seem to be giving him away these days, and for some reason he don't have England cap. Like you know, I think is that yesterday when Chelsea played Liverpool, they're talking about there's this new Bobby Gilmore or something. It's like, man, they're just gassing him, and it's like he'll probably get a
Scottish show.
Oh, okay. Well, so,
before you went there.
Yeah, no, but you know, like, it's like, but they'll be gassing him. And
that reminded me of that. There was a geezer on TalkSport that phoned up, and he was a Scottish geezer, and he was talking about a goalkeeper. Oh, who was it? Anti-Nami, innit?
Yeah.
And he's like, and he was like, he goes, we should be picking Anti-Nami. And the geezer's going, he's finished, mate. He's finished. And he's going, no, he's not finished. He's great.
Nah, that was jokes.
Some dodgy Scottish accent there, but
nah, I remember that was I'm sure you can pull it up on YouTube. You get me? That is jokes.
He's
finished. Because it was like Gordon Strachan or something. It sounded like him or something. Like, he's finished.
That was great. That was great moments. For the shit that TalkSport produced, they do have some class moments. Anyway, on that note, Jackie Grealish, Jadon Sancho, Harry Kane, Wayne Rooney celebrating. What else did we talk about? Favourite players. Let us know everything in them comments below. This has been Straight Up MUFC with myself and Straight Up Dee. That's at Straight Up Dee on Twitter and Straight Up on YouTube. The link is in the description below. We're also recording some videos around the boxing and the UFC and all that jazz as well. So make sure you're keeping it locked for that. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. He's been Dean. Any final words?
Support the thing, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Make sure you
subscribe, innit?
We're out of here.